Hey guys, Patrick Barry here. It is Wednesday night. I'm from upstate New York, so I have no problem sitting out here in 39 degrees here in North Carolina. I got a little fire raging, not only at 39 degrees, but also I'm in shorts. So I just wanted to say hello, continue with my updates. Had a great show on Saturday night at the Summerfield Farms. Thanks to them for the beautiful venue and for having us, and had a great turnout. Had a lot of friends and family come out. Was able to have my stepson Judah join me on stage, play bass for me for You Got It, which was pretty special. Kids, he kind of dabbled with music, and then all of a sudden he just sprinted with it, and now he's a better guitarist and bassist than I am by far, which is just really exciting to see. Although at 11 p.m. when he's rehearsing still, it does drive my wife and I a little crazy, but at least he's doing something productive. I had an interesting week last week. Some of you know me from like my old bands and things, and had a very important person to me and to my music career, Tim Thomas. Some of you may know him as Unkle Justin from 105.3 KPQ in Hornell. It was a 55,000 watt radio station. I think it probably still is, but back in the early 2000s, there wasn't a lot of there wasn't iHeartRadio, and they were locally managed radio stations that had local talent and morning people, and Justin Case and was the morning man there. And early on in my music career, when I started to do original music, I don't really know the reason or how I think it was right when we kind of got an opening for Third Eye Blind, and we had just recorded a new EP. We had a song called Everything's the Same that was on that EP. Somehow I got it to him, and somehow he liked it, and he played it, which is a really big deal, because 55,000 watts is basically allowed you to cover from like Rochester to Buffalo and to Olean, New York, and kind of everywhere in between. And I think that was like the Pig was 95.7, and that was country. So if you weren't really into country, this was the station that came in. So it was, everybody played it at work and in their cars. And so having him pay attention to me early on in my career really was motivating. And I remember shortly after he started to give us some radio play, we played a 4th of July show in Hornell. And there's a few things I remember about that show, but what I thought was really cool was we had played and we got off the stage, and he ran up to me and he's like, "Did you see it? Did you see it?" And I was like, "What?" Like, I didn't really know what he was saying. He's like, they were singing along. And I was like, "Oh, we probably could play a cover." Like, no. They were singing along to your song. And that always struck me. I can picture his face doing it. He was so excited. I think he was actually even more excited than I was, or maybe I was kind of in shock or really wasn't understanding what that meant. But what that meant was that they had heard it. They'd heard it on the radio. They'd maybe gotten a free CD somewhere, and they liked it. And that was one of the things that I realized early on in my music career, is that there was cover bands playing at places all across, all down Main Street, every little bar or music venue. They were all playing covers. They were all playing, With Arms Wide Open and Creed, various Creed songs, and all of the bands that were very popular back then, Nickelback, and I was part of those cover bands for a while. But if you had an original song, like, you could go to any bar down the street and see somebody doing their version of Higher. But if you had the song, they had to come to you. And I always wanted to be a part of that world. That was the whole reason that I started to do even cover bands, was to start kind of peppering in and feathering in my own stuff, and hopefully they liked me and they liked what we were doing, and then all of a sudden they started liking our stuff, and then the only place they could get it was from us. So that was a big deal for me, and it was a big deal to have someone with that kind of power and voice to support what we were doing. And then it was also very motivating. So then we went and recorded some more, and we recorded with Robbie and Mark Hunt at Chameleon West, Robbie Takik from the Goo Goo Dolls, and so we get that done, and we'd rush it over to Justin, and he would listen to it, and he would tell us what songs he liked, and he would play them. And for the next few years, that was our world, and we got a huge following from that radio station. Really championed by Justin Case, whose actual name's Tim Thomas, and his sons Jason and Jeff were involved with us too, and they were kind of sort of roadies and friends and fans, and they were younger at the time, but they would I think it was Jason who came up. We had the song called Mojave Shake, and he kind of made this dance move up, and we would then bring him up on stage, and he would do that dance, and then everybody in the crowd would do that dance. I remember we did that at St. Bonaventure. We opened up for Real Big Fish and had Jason on stage doing the Mojave Shake, and had parts of the crowd doing it too. And it was just really special. Special guy, special family, special radio station. And as the years went by, things changed for us. And the radio station, I think, got sold, and then it became more of an automation thing. At some point you're paying for, you don't really need to pay local talent. You can pipe in Clear Channel or iHeartRadio or whatever it was, and then you're maybe just paying for janitors or antenna maintenance. I'm not really sure how that works, but I kept in touch with Justin, Tim, T Squared. Anyway, last week, I'd kind of been following along on Facebook and realized that his health had declined. And so I reached out to his son, and he let me know that he was heading into hospice care. And so I found some old interviews. Thank you to Mike Udacek, Skippy, guitarist for Navarre, which was the band that was played a lot in Hornell. And then he found some footage, and I was able to share it with the Tim's sons. And I guess kind of time really worked out for us, that how quickly Skippy got the video. I was able to send it to those guys, and they were able to show him. And it just, the message I got from I guess it's kind of private, but I don't mind sharing it because it was pretty impactful. And I'm really thankful for this, that they were able to show him a video of an interview that Tim did with me and Ben in 2005, where I played a song, and we were pumping up a local artist show that we were doing in Hornell. That was his brainchild, and it really spoke to how much he believed in the power of artists and original music and giving them a platform, because it really started with a very small amount of original music, and then bands felt comfortable that they didn't have to be straight cover bands. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here in the Triad. I just spent a couple of hours talking with Evan Blackerby here on my back porch in Judah, and he and I were talking about music and talking about what it takes to write your own music, and the type of courage it takes to stand behind it and step out on stage and share it, and try and win people over with your voice, not just what's proven or songs that are on the radio or by established artists, but to kind of pave your own way. And so once again, I'm here kind of starting from scratch and trying to do that same thing here. But it's great to have a community of people and friends, and having my first show in 5 years be on Saturday, well, point is that they were able to show that video to Tim, and even though he couldn't speak, they said that he was pretty excited to see it. They could tell, and then he passed away within the hour, and that's not lost on me. And the timing of it all, as much as I'd love for him to be able to see what I do next, I took that as a sign that to have the courage to put myself out there again and try and grow and build and meet people and keep sharing. So, long-winded update, but I think it was an important one, and I just wanted to thank the Thomas family for always being friends of mine, friends of my family, friends of the band, and anything basically that we've done. And then also just encourage everyone out there who is watching this, even here 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in, to, you know, if you have a passion, pursue it. And if you have friends with passion, support them, and be open to supporting people who are chasing down a dream. I guess that's about it. I hope you all are well. I have another show. It's a songwriter night this Monday night at the Plank. No, sorry, that's embarrassing. Paddled South and High Point. And it's a songwriter night. And the idea here is that we build off of it's going to be Benji from Turpentine Shine, Shane Key, Evan Blackerby, and myself are going to be doing like songs that we've written. And we'd really love to have more artists who have written songs to get involved. So feel free to, in the comments, or share this with people you know who have written songs in the Triad area or North Carolina. We look to do this pretty regularly and would love to have you be a part of it. I'd love to hear what you've written and hear you perform it. And you know, I'd like for this to just be the start of a movement of original music here in this area. And would love your support. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great night. I will talk to you again soon, and take care of each other, and try to take a moment to think back about the people who have helped you along the way. And if they're still around, thank them. Good night.